Greetings from the land of empty beer cans and dead cockroaches. This is your host, Ian, again. And we're just going to start off with something awesome. Hit that button. Look at that. Let's zoom in a little more. There we go. We got the tree and the flux both going, and it's about to hit its time travel sequence. And boom! Look at that! 88 miles per hour right at the beginning of the video. So, zooming out, bear with me. Okay, I enabled digital zoom on the camera finally. I didn't even think to turn that on. But, we made progress yesterday. Last night with our motley crew over at Hobby Time Modelers, and we now have the interior installed into the chassis. It's awesome. Turn it off. I love that little, adding those two little LEDs was just mwah. It was very nice. Nice little touch. Again, we could all go back and hindsight everything that Eagle Moss could have done, should have done. Again, there was a budget probably. And, yeah, but hey, I don't care. I love it. I love this thing. There's a lot of other models out there now. You know, Knight Rider looks cool. They're making some cool mods for that thing, like working dual TV screens. That's pretty awesome. It's not, I don't know if it's cool enough. The mods are awesome, but I don't know. But, you know, half the time, why do we build a model on this channel? To mod it. So half the time, we're building a model purely because there's a good amount of mods to make it amazing and unique and special. And that's what we like to do here, is make our models just a little more special. Not be boring. Getting this together was a very finicky thing. There's a lot of wiring under there. The clearances are very tight. We did manage to smush it down. I hope I did not mess up any wires in the process. There's a lot going on back there. A lot. But either way, I feel we did a pretty decent job, and everything inside the car works fine. So let's just turn power off to the, there we go. See? So you power it on, that just tells you this thing's got juice coming into it. And that it's nice. It's nice. They really should have done that, but you know, whatever. Not gonna go down that rabbit hole again. We're gonna get this thing out of here now. Pull the AC adapter cable out of the bottom, which is an L, and if you push it in all the way, it perfectly clears the surface underneath said DeLorean. So we're gonna put that to the side. We're gonna be putting some things to the side here, like the entire car, because we got us a massive part here now. We've got stage 60. We're going to start building the body structure for the body panels to attach to, and to put the, oh my god, this thing's going to be amazing. Yeah, so we'll be right back. Let me clear off the workbench a bit. I know it's a disaster, sorry. And I'm going to get to work putting body, oh, we got some more over here too. Forgot about that. There's the front end. It's heavy die-cast metal. Putting that together, so we'll be right back. Okay, well, here's almost 4 pounds of die-cast body frame area. This is pretty heavy. And, you know, I'm always worried about this thing being tweaked, because this is what the body panels go onto, and if it's not perfectly level at the front and the back, it's, there's the tiniest tweak to this rear frame section. Like, this side needs to go down a little, and in the front, I believe this side needs to go down a little bit. It's not, well, we'll see. You know, we'll see. We can massage things. We can give a little flex. It's die cast. It's not the type of metal that likes to be bent. Okay, it likes to be injection molded and then left the hell alone. Okay, so we will see. It's pretty close. Okay, nothing's perfect in this world anymore. model-wise, you know. I mean, there's no... Maybe if we take these straps off... I'm keeping the straps on for now because I don't want it to get any more tweaked than it already is. We're going to move on to Stez's 60 and 61. We're going to keep moving on. We'll be right back. Up with another tip. Stage 62 includes the the windshield and the rearview mirror, which I'm not going to put the rearview mirror in. It was not in the movie car, so it is not going to be in my car. The windshield came pre-scratched. Like, a couple minor scratches, but they were eyesores to me. So, in the event you get a slightly scuffed up windshield, what you really want is this stuff. Or the equivalent of any brand you can get in your area, but this is plastic polish. That's important. All these plastic things are technically mildly abrasive. That's how they get rid of the scratches. They're also a little hot, acidically wise, to like kind of almost melt stuff, but this one's probably very, very mild abrasive. If your scratches are deeper and tougher, you might need plastic cleaner. This removes fine scratches, stains, or haziness. You know, like your headlights get all rough and fogged out. This is more aggressive. Don't start with plastic cleaner. Start with plastic polish. Mother's works fine. Meguiar's everybody has one. Everybody and their damn uncle makes a plastic polish. Tamiya makes some. Novus makes a great like multi-step plastic polish. Microfiber towel, highly recommended. But our windshield is now looking new again. There we go. And boy, does this thing attract every speckle of dust. We're going to pop this in with some screws, and then we are going to protect it with some masking tape on the outside, just so we don't screw it up, because the last thing I want to do is have to keep polishing that plastic out. Whew, it got hot in here all of a sudden. I walked down here, it was freezing, I turned on the heater. That sucker's got some oomph. Whoop, ow. Okay, we'll be right back. And for a little mod, we've got the hood things put together, and we got the inner frame of the hood here ready to go in. Before we put this in, we've got carpet from Mike Lane, the bonnet and trunk carpet set, and oh, there's some cool stuff for the trunk too, or the frunk, I don't know. But yeah, the bonnet carpet, because in England a hood is called a bonnet and a trunk is called a boot. Okay, and a Stella Artois is called a wife beater. As far as I'm aware, that's what someone told me. He used to live there. Okay, so we're going to get this on, and then we'll be back with more stuff. Okay, it is time to go upstairs and make dinner. Fried chicken cutlets. Nom, nom, nom. Okay, check this out. So we got the hood on. Pardon my blue painter's tape. We're going to open the hood. And what do we have? The Mike Lane interior thingy carpety set stuff. Look at that. And we got some decals in here. We got some, you know, fuel and brake fluid stickers and some other sticker, the jacking sticker. We got some fun stuff, all the little tools. We got a little metric fits it all, a hammer. You use that a lot. And then if you want, he gives you a piece of pre-cut carpet that will cover those little bits up. How nice is that? And then you have a tiny bit of cargo capacity left in there. Maybe you could fit a hoverboard in it. We're gonna close that down. We're gonna tape this back up. We're gonna zoom back out. Let's see here. There we go. So that was interesting. Those hood struts are very delicate. Ask me how I know. Yeah. So don't tighten them too much, if at all. Also, the holes for some reason didn't seem to quite line up perfectly. One of those random quality control issues that we'll run into on models like this. And we have to put one little sticker here from Mike Lane, and we're done. So I'll be back. Well, we're done with this stage, but be right back. So neighbors, just quick tip inside of here. First of all, this was painted red from the factory. You can strip it off with some Mr. Color Thinner and paint it to me a clear orange. The bulb is also red. So if you have some 3mm yellow LEDs, you could solder a yellow one in there. That'll make a nice amber glow. We did that. Also, the more important thing is to clip out a little bit of these supports right here. You see those little L notches I made? Clip those out because the wires they're really taut. really taut right there, especially if you don't give it some clearance. That's really it for this part. Everything else is pretty straightforward, nothing much to worry about. We're gonna get the outer door skin going on here in a second, and we will be back. Well, here's kind of a big annoying deal. To put the door trim in, you know, it just pops into these little holes. It was sitting very proud of the door in the side profile. Reason was these holes were not deburred. They were drilled through and there was a little flash of metal sticking out of each one. Luckily, I had a set of these little diamond burr bits, okay? You can get these on Amazon. You could also just use a round needle file, that'll be fine, but I chucked it in the Tamiya handy drill, a little tiny pointy thing, and just very carefully got rid of those burrs. And now, when we pop our trim in, it sits perfectly flush. Well, as perfect as you can with an Eagle Moss model, but it's much improved, much improved. So that's just a little tip there. Diamond burrs, or you could just use, you know, a standard little miniature round needle file, and tiny strokes. That's all. Be back with more. Well, would you look at that? Our door is installed. Ba-boom! Lovely. Look at that, DeLorean goodness. The mirror, I did not put on the mirror yet. I'm going to put this on with magnets because they're very easy to break off. Many people break them off. So this way, magnet, it'll pop right off. So when we're flipping this thing upside down 500 times. Also, the door, they have these like little hinge stops in there that they don't do crap to hold it up. So you get this piece of plastic from Eagle Moss and you jam it in there and it fits into place nicely, and it doesn't seem, you know, indeed those screws are too long. So it calls for NM screws to screw the door hinges on. That is so... no, it's not good. Apparently we got to use KM screws. They're tiny bit shorter than the NM screws. So I'm going to go and fix that little foobar right now. Let me just tape. I'm just taping the door closed as just an extra precaution when flipping it upside down. Always tape everything shut. That's all I can say. I'm gonna replace those screws and we'll be back basically with the same thing all over again. We're gonna have the second door on. It'll be the same gotchas, LED rewiring, lens repainting from red to orange, etc. You know, little things, yeah, but we're OCD here, so be right back. Woohoo! Okay, second door is in, and we're gonna zoom in a bit here. And right here we got two little window decals from Mike Lane. Very nice. Ah, such a lovely piece of kit. I had to deburr some of the holes under this piece of stripping also. But now that that's done and happy, there we go. Opens, closes. Very nice. Fit to the body is pretty good. And I think we're hopping on a Hobby Time Builders live stream pretty soon. But I'll do what I can to get more done. This way I impress my fellow basement-dwelling nerds with my accomplishments of the day when we get on our dick measuring live stream that we love to have every week these days. So I'll be right back. We're gonna get some. We're just putting body stuff on. I mean, the doors are kind of fiddly. There's some tips on the screws. If you go to my BTTF, Ian is an asshole, DeLorean.com, or just my BTTF, whatever, DeLorean.com. It's in the description. It's down there. I didn't put the URL with the me is an ass. That was a a joke by the owner of that website, who found it very, very funny, and so did I for that matter. But we'll be right back. Hey, we're back and another body panel on. Now we got to be extra careful because this thing is quite heavy. We just put this roof T-panel in, and you need to start stacking your towels deep. Like I got 2 microfibers folded over in half on top of another microfiber because these little plastic flux band holders went on, and they could break, and I don't want to have to try to glue anything back together. But yeah, went on, no drama, nice and easy. Oil on your screws, as always. Oil your screws. Remember, if you're screwing, you need lube. Okay, let's make it simple for the children here. There we go. No children on my channel, of course. Everybody seems to be between the age of 35 and 65 that watches my channel. I'm fine with that. I like that. Okay, well, we got that on, and oh, time for front fenders going on next. We'll either be back or with both of them on and a bunch of other stuff done, or we'll just be back with fenders. It depends when this Hobby Time Modelers stream starts. But Hobby Time Modelers, go check out the Facebook page. It'll also be simulcasting on my channel as well. Hope to see you there. Come in and comment. Make fun of us. I don't know. There's going to be like anywhere from like 5 to 9 of us all simultaneously building different stuff and riffing off each other, and all sorts of, you know, gutter mouth stuff ensues. I'll be right back. Oh boy, look at that. We've got fenders on. I wouldn't call the shot lines on this thing perfection, that's for sure. It was a DeLorean. It was built by drunk Irishmen. But the hood, she opens and closes. Panel gaps, be damned. I mean, they're okay. They're not perfect. It's a little tight right there, a little tight at the back, even everywhere else for the most part. But this will be under a glass case with bedazzlements all over it, so no one's really gonna notice. But they're honestly, I don't think there's a single one of these ever made by anybody that was ever absolute perfection. They've all got a couple of little slightly out of angle things. I did my best to, you know, untweak everything, but you know, we'll see. Yeah. Oh, hiccup. All right. I think we're hitting our live stream soon, so you can pick back up right here on the Hobby Time Modelers live stream. It's also going to be live streaming my channel in just a few minutes, but you're not going to see this announcement. Ah, damn it. Okay, whatever. If you want to see what happens after this and before the end of this video, go watch that live stream that took place Sunday before Halloween, the October 30th. All right, we'll be sort of, well, not right back, but we'll be back. So we took our licks on Sunday. We whoa, we pit stained some things. So I didn't like I didn't like the look of the red capacitors. They were very pink, and I tried to repaint them using some silver and, well, some chrome pen and some Tamiya clear red, and honestly they came out like shite. That is the least of our problems. Yeah, when I was drying the paint, apparently I forgot to turn my heat gun down to 2.5, and it was still on like 4, and one of our capacitors bit the damn dust. We show it. Look! 1,000,001 shot! Ha! Look at that. Either way, it died. We ordered a replacement issue on eBay for way too much money, but that's what we do on this channel. We screw things up, and then we go shopping to fix our errors. Also, these blue capacitors on the passenger side of the vehicle, from issue 83, I think, they're too dark blue. I have close-up photos of the A car restored at the Peterson, and they're too blue. So we're gonna strip these down, and we're gonna repaint them. We're gonna have a second do-over at painting 3 of these that are correct. Also, the wires that come off of this, if you look on the A car, they are orange coiled wire. Someone's texting me, disrespecting my space. This is my safe space. Leave me alone down here. Well, the ones that come in the Eagle Moss kit are very clearly red wire, so we hit them with some orange paint quickly. Those look pretty damn good. And then you've got these, like, you can see in the instructions here, these little filter canister things. here's a center section. Not too upsetting to look at, but the outer wrap on them should be like an aged metally thing, and they come out of the box as just shiny photo etch metal. So what I did is I painted them with Vallejo Model Air Copper, which comes out nice. It's a good shade. It's pretty close to the A-car. We might have to dirty this up a bit with a little soot type of weathering, but we got them done. So they look pretty legit. Our coils are orange. Our capacitors were a complete failure. Also, I don't really, the silver, I don't know. I might do something about the silver. Also here, you know, these aluminum boxes, they're just really just drawn aluminum boxes from somewhere. You know, some parts bin junkyard. We have our aftermarket 3D printed hockey pucks from Darren Gurney. Those look fantastic, and they're in the correct orientations as per the A-car. This little bit, we just added a little bit of gold Sharpie marker in there. There should be technically some wires and stuff here and there. We're not going to go into the absolute minutia, but I want it to look pretty damn accurate-ish. So yeah, so we went shopping. I went to the Gundam Place store. Now they're in, oh, I hate saying this town's name, Cumming, Georgia. Yes, it's spelled how it sounds, Cumming, Georgia. It's a real town, look it up. There's weirder names in Pennsylvania. I mean, you got Cockeysville and Charlottesville, and it's horrible. So we got some all-clad gloss black base. I haven't used all-clad lacquers in, I don't know, 25 years. The last time was probably an abject failure, which is why I haven't used them in 25 years. But we did get the all-clad chrome. So we're going to go over our capacitors. We're going to prime them with standard Tamiya or Mr. Hobby Primer, and we're going to hit them with the gloss black base out of the airbrush. Then we're going to hit them with the chrome out of the airbrush. And then for the red capacitors, we got this from All Clad. Candy red lacquer enamel. This is like a hot rod red to go over different colors to get that, you know, hot rod candy red like you see on the Motor Trend channel shows and Discovery shows. And then we got this. Duraluminum. Yes, duraluminum. Like aluminium, but duraluminum. No, it's just minim. Oh, duraluminum. There's no extra I in there. I'm sorry, Australia. I can't say duraluminum. Yeah, that would be duraluminum. That would be an extra fun word. That would be like, what do we make our claws out of for this Wolverine reject? So we got this, and I'm gonna paint our little aluminum pots and our little these doohickeys. I'm gonna paint them with this duralumin. Oh, for God's sake! Yeah, we're gonna do that. So I have yet to use this paint in more than 2 decades, so bear with me. Also these green tubes, you notice they're sanded a little here, the paint missing. They have a horrible seam line on them. Plus also the green color they come in is close-ish, but it's bothering me. It's just off enough to tickle my OCD. So we are going to sand off our our seam lines here, and mold lines, seam lines, whatever. We're going to sand these off, and we're going to prime these as well. And we are going to paint them with some sort of Imperial Japanese Navy green or cockpit green or something or other. I'm thinking we have cockpit green, IJN for Imperial Japanese Navy, and we have sky. Sky may be too bright. That may be too green. We might do a 50-50 blend. Who knows? We'll come up with something, and it will be still not accurate perfectly to the A-car, but it will be better than what Eagle Moss did for us, which was generally fine. They're a little too yellow, in my opinion. But I'm going to reference my my photos from my visit to the Peterson Museum, and we'll come up with something decent. So we'll be back with a whole bunch of painted stuff. All right? BRB, everybody. Okay, I officially love lacquer paint. Unfortunately, I am now as high as a kite. I was a good boy. I wore my respirator, and then I took it off like a couple minutes later, and even in this big garage, there's still enough fumes in here to loop-de-doo my brain. Okay. Well, either way, we did a coat of gloss black, and then we did a coat of the all-clad chrome. It's a little pebbly on the finish, purely because I didn't sand this. I went right over whatever Eagle Moss had painted on it. So their slight amount of factory orange peel is underneath my primer and gloss black and chrome. But it looks good. I mean, it's like we shoot for here. Good from far, far from good. So we still got to hit that with the candy red. Our little metal Air Force sausage banana things, they're a nicer green now. We use the cockpit green, IJN cockpit green. It's the only cockpit, we like saying cockpit, don't we? It's just so fun. I think it's the only cockpit green I have. Yeah, the IJN XF71. Do I have another cockpit green? I know I have Sky, which is green, but it was too light, the Sky. I know there's another cockpit green. There we go. Count how many times I say cockpit green in this video, and you win a prize of some form. I don't know, what do we got? Do we have any prizes? I don't know. We've got some, I think I got some Weehaw Precision Nut Drivers. Those are yours. Just tell me how many times I said cockpit green. I'm gonna have to watch a whole video to count to know who the hell answered right. Either way, our duralumin looks marvelous. This stuff goes on like friggin' silk. I didn't even clear coat this. There's nothing on here. I'm gonna do a little semi-gloss on it, but damn, it looks good. I mean, so good. We duralumined this thing. I put some semi-gloss clear on those little copper grates from before. You know, and then now we're going to take this part. Now, this is a throwaway part at this point, because I have another set of 3 coming. And this thing's got like 8 coats of paint on it at this point. So I'm just going to use this to test out the candy red. I will also use the trusty spoon. Okay, I know, I never break out the spoon. I use the spoon. I've never put the spoon on my channel because that's that other guy's channel. He's the spoon master of YouTube painting. Mr. Spoon. This guy goes to Costco. They've just got the case of 2,000 spoons sitting there at the front door. Sir, you don't need to walk through the store. We have your spoons ready for you. But yeah, that guy makes some... I forgot. I got to call out the channel name. I'll call out his channel sooner or later. But yeah, he's Mr. Spoon. He does a lot of fantastic comparison tests. The guy is a treasure for pedantic knowledge of what paints do on models. We're getting into some real modeling here, even though this is just basically a screw-it-together type of thing. It's not a screw-it-together type of thing when I'm building it. And a lot of us that are building these, we don't just slap it together as the instructions say. We put a little extra sprinkle of fairy dust on the model. So either way, I'm going to get some candy red going. I'll be right back with the results, good or bad or whatever. I think... based on the performance of these fantastic all-clad paints, it's going to be good. I think I'm going to have to buy some of the Tamiya lacquer paints, possibly, to try out. Oh, dear God, another paint line. That's like another caliber. Like, how many more can I sustain in my limited space? I don't know. All right, whatever. Oh, we'll buy another paint safe. I mean, gun safe, paint safe, whatever, yeah. Lacquer paint is awesome. I am very loopy though, and it's not just the 7 beers talking. We'll be right back. Holy crap! Okay, well, our candy red from Alclad, whatever. I'm from New York. Give me a break. This test color came out, damn, so great. It's so close to the real car. The photos I took at the Peterson. And the blue capacitors, Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That looks like actual anodized metal. The blue capacitors look fantastic. Little semi-gloss or gloss clear on these. It'll darken them up just a tick. They're a little lighter in person. On camera, they actually look even better than they do to my own eyes. But yeah, that was a huge improvement. I'm so happy. I went through the pedantic details. So like, this was our test with Tamiya, the Tamiya Clear Red, and it's basically orange. And I'd have to lay down probably like 7 more coats. But yeah, that candy red from Allclad. Damn, that's nice. Hot Rod guys, rejoice. This is a fantastic color if you haven't already used it. Our little test spoon came out looking like Iron Man's jock protector. Look at that. Now that is cool. The chrome over the gloss black, the candy red over the chrome. There's no clear coat on this. I didn't... Ooh, it's still grabby. It takes a while to dry. The paint test Spoonmaster, the Spoonmaster, that sounds a little dirty, but it's not. The Spoonmaster paint tester guy on YouTube, I think he puts all his things in like a food dehydrator. That's a great idea because it's warm, but it's not hot, like my F up the other day to melt my capacitor on a live stream nonetheless. Jesus, ugh. That live stream I deleted from my channel, but you can catch it over at Hobby Time Modelers. Because somebody invaded the live stream and put something very inappropriate on the stream, so we had to kind of nuke it from orbit for a minute there. But yeah, look at that. All-clad lacquers. I'm high as a kite, but I don't care. This looks amazing. My wife will probably want me to paint her nails until she smells the fumes. All right, I got more work to do this week. I got some replacement parts showing up Thursday, possibly tomorrow. They already hit the Atlanta, Georgia Network Distribution Center. So, fingers crossed, I might even get my parts tomorrow, and I could paint my red capacitors and get my missing sail pan. Oh yeah, this was missing. The black thing on the other side was there, but this one was missing from my Japanese parts kit. It's the first major part, like well, no, I don't know, the brake pedal is missing. They gave me 2 clutch pedals. Luckily, I had a spare brake pedal from an American parts kit, but I didn't have any parts past number 40, so yeah, I had to order a stage just for this dumb piece of plastic, and one of these little flux brackets was also missing. So yeah, so maybe tomorrow, but either way, I gotta put together these little things and do that. But yeah, we'll be back with more progress. We got these little filter doohickeys painted up with the all-clad duraluminum and some AK copper. Yeah, Model Air, Vallejo Model Air copper. These look fantastical. The plain silvery, you know, chromy metal etch was just not cutting it for me. So this looks a lot more like the A-car, minus some scorch marks on them, but these look really close now. The holes actually are too big. The holes on this photo etch should actually be much more numerous and smaller to be really accurate, but it's yeah, good enough for my channel. I'm not getting custom photo etch made for models yet. Who knows? Either way, very happy with how this whole painting all these little bits, because they're all right here. They're going to be out proudly displayed. That's why we went through, you know, the extra trouble on our Mr. Fusion to make it look nice, because that thing will be loud and proud at the back of the car. So yeah, there we go. It's awesome. I'm loving this thing. This is great. Other than a couple of minor setbacks, I'm very happy so far with the overall build of this thing. It's just epic. As far as Partworks goes, I don't know. It doesn't get better than DeLorean. Maybe Ecto 1, but really, I don't think so. And I love Ghostbusters, but I also love Back to the Future. And walking through Universal Studios Hollywood when I was back there in April or whatever it was, I'm walking through the park and I'm hearing the music from Back to the Future. I'm hearing the motion picture score from Back to the Future. Right after we went to the Peterson Museum and I saw the A-car, and I was welling up with emotions just listening to the music playing over the loudspeakers in the park. It was just heaven. heaven, I tell you. But either way, enough of my BSing about my personal feelings. No one gives a shit about that. You want to see more progress on the model, and we will give you that coming up when we're BRB'd. Alcohol. Well, we've got our replacement stage 78 just for this one sail panel that goes right there, and for one of these little flux brackets. This whole thing, yes, oh God, it costs so much. And then we've got a new issue 82, not because I was missing parts, but because I was a complete friggin' moron and melted one of my capacitors, as is evidenced, I showed you before. Either way, yeah, so these, I'm gonna do an extra special job on these. I'm gonna sand them down, baby smooth, dolphin smooth sanding. Then I'm gonna gently prime them. I'm gonna hit them with all of our all-clad magic stuff, the black, the chrome, and the candy red. And we're gonna make these things look as A-car accurate as we possibly can without going to like 3D printed parts or some other aftermarket thing, or breaking out, a 1/8 scale TIG welder. So there we go. There's that. I've also got a pack of little 3mm by 1mm magnets to mount the side view mirrors onto the doors, so that when we inevitably hit one, it just pops off with the magnet and doesn't snap off the screw shaft holding it in. There we go. We got that. And by the way, I know this looks like stainless steel. It doesn't. It's not. This is all, zinc, Zamac, whatever. It's barely. I don't even know if this is. There's so little magnetism on any of this metal. Pure zinc I don't think is really considered a ferrous metal or magnetic. So yeah, these don't stick on their own to the metal. So we have to crazy glue them in. So okay, I'm going to make some progress. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm having like a little Discord battle with the Hobby Time modelers over details and nitpicking and attention. And here's what we have, okay? So these blue caps, obviously we repainted them. They did not look like this from Eagle Moss. So that is, what did I do? Did I just prime? No. Yeah, I hit them with some of the all-clad chrome after a little flat black and primer, and hit them with the Tamiya clear blue. I masked them off. I did the base in a champagne gold spray because it's pretty much silver. I put a little rubber black on the top to look like the real capacitors. We've got our little copper-plated screens that are not to scale, but fine on these little filter things. And then we have our duraluminum here, here, and here. And that all looks pretty spiffy. I have the approval of my peers on Discord. But yeah, what do you think? We still got some paint drying to do and some clear coating and some masking to do. But I'll just show you one of the red capacitors for now. Oh, yeah. That looks nice. That's very nice. I'm shocked Mike Lane didn't make little itty-bitty labels to put on the top of the capacitors, like on the A-car, but even he can only go so far. And then we got our little tubey things. We put a little clear blue on the back of there, our IJN cockpit green. Looks very spiffy. These are much more accurate. We hit them with Tamiya flat clear, of course, to match the A-car. I don't know if I'm going to go through the trouble of like bending some piano wire and painting the tip yellow and jamming it in. I'm not mentally there yet whether or not I'm going to go through that heartache. I have to fart, but I think this is a fart I can't trust. I'm pretty sure I can't trust it. I'm not going to trust it. I think I'm going to go upstairs. I'll be right back. But we'll have more progress when I come back. All right, sorry for the disgusting news update. So I'm listening to the Karate Kid motion picture score. When you get to the Mr. Miyagi's house scenes, it's so tranquil and relaxing and calming. It is. That being said, we trimmed down the screw posts, and we glued on one of those little 3mm by 1mm magnets, and we put one in this hole as well. It was not easy. Basically, take a stack of the little magnets, just put a dab of glue on one of them and wait for it to dry, and then you can peel the rest off. And then just leave 1 second magnet on there. Put a dab of crazy glue on the second magnet. Push it into this hole. It may need some clearancing. I used one of these flat face cylindrical diamond files to go in the hole. The other mirror I trimmed a little deeper, so hopefully it won't need as much grinding. But, boom! Look at that. Well, there you go. It just puts itself right into place there. Oh, hold on. Yeah, you know, when we do anything on camera. Here. There is a locating pin. When I'm zoomed in, it's hard to get the autofocus. Yeah, there's a locating pin. So, she just pops right into place. Beautifully. It's very nice. Yeah, a little finicky, a little delicate. You know, just a tiny dab of crazy glue. Don't go overboard. I mean, the tiniest dot of crazy glue is all you really need to do that. We've got some bits drying off screen here. We've got our little green tubey things. We put a little silver on the tip. We put a little clear blue on the other end. The other 2 tubes are doing the same thing. Our capacitors, I prematurely masked them off and sprayed them, and we got a little bit of bleed at the bottom, but don't worry, we'll just touch that up with a brush with some chrome silver or duralumin. No, I'll just use chrome silver, just some Tamiya acrylics. I'll touch that up with a tiny brush, but we're at the point now where this crap needs to dry for like, I don't know, nearly 24 hours at least. It's not cold in the basement, but it's not hot in the basement. It's not humid in the basement, and it's not dry in the basement. It's kind of just maybe 68 degrees down here, and not crazy. Yeah, not very high humidity. But yeah, we need a solid 24 hours. So, other than we haven't accomplished much else tonight, but we're just being very pedantic, painting little bits. Like I showed you before, we got some little blue clear on those metal contacts to make it look like the little the real thing. Yeah, we're literally waiting for paint to dry. So I will be back when paint has dried, and I can show you some more progress on this engine deck, because this is one of the hero parts of the car, besides the interior with the amazing flux capacitor and the Christmas tree and the time circuits and all that good stuff, and our little on-off green-red lights we put in, which I love. Todd from my BTTF Ian is an asshole DeLorean.com, he's quite envious of my red and green power on-off lights near the time circuits. He didn't go through the trouble. He could have, but he didn't. But I don't blame him for it, but I had to one-up him a little. Same thing with his upper deck. I am painting and touching up everything back here, because that's going to be on display even before you open up a door and show people the interior. So we'll be back with more amazing, fun, spectacular, boring, pedantic details. BRB, people. You've earned it. Oh, yeah. Wrong movie. Sorry, Egon. Okay, which is what some people, my wife's family, called me because they didn't know how to say Ian. Here we go. Oh, look at those repainted capacitors. Nipped the alignment pin off one so I could rotate it to look more like the A car. We got our Darren Gurney pucks. We've got our Model Modz cannon elbows and pipes. Looking lovely. We got some Mike Lane little zip ties. I'm going to go over a quick tip in a second on those. These coiled wires were red. We painted them orange. We painted the capacitors. We repainted them with some chrome and Tamiya clear blue and some rubber black on the tops. And these, you know, we did the copper on the mesh. And I added a little panel liner there and a little Tamiya weathering compound and the beautiful Mike Lane dry transfers on the green tube thingy bobbers. Ah, she's looking mighty spiffy. As far as decoding the trick to the Mike Lane zip ties. The black ones are more delicate than the white ones, contrary to social media. But yeah, if you take your little pointy bit of a tweezer and put it through the little hole and just push in slightly and rotate, it really makes them go together easier without breaking. You will break less. I will do this for the white zip ties as well, because they're still a little hard to pull through, but they're stronger, it seems. The black ones are of a more delicate plastic, it seems. Either way, that right there, Mike Lane, take note. Just a tiny little twist of a tweezer tip or something extra tiny and pointy. Hawk out the whole itty bitty bit, and then you pull it through. Because we crazy glue them anyway, because we got our little, these are not going to stay in place on their own necessarily with any jostling or handling. So yeah, I crazy glued all that stuff. Lots of crazy glue. And I didn't glue my fingers together. This is the first model I've used. I've used more crazy glue in this model, or CA glue, sorry everybody, CA glue, cyanocrylic. I've used more of that crap than ever before in any model, I think. Well, maybe that Valkyrie from Max Factory. No, forget that pig's ear. It looks beautiful, but it's out of here. I haven't glued my fingers together once, so bless me on that. I will be back with some more stuff, but we're done up to issue like 83 now, or part pack 83, whatever you want to say, stage 83, something like that. I'll be right back. You hang in there, okay? Okay, keep your hands warm. It's gonna get fun. Be right back. Well, we're out of crunch bars, but we did get the engine bay surround in and some beautiful Mike Lane stickers for the coolant overflow tank and the jump starting directions. You'll never see these, but I love them. This is starting to come together nicely. And just in case anyone wants to see some of the weird crap in the Japanese instruction manuals, the Eagle Moss manuals apparently don't have anything unrelated to Back to the Future for the most part that I'm aware of. But yeah, there you go. Okay, just so you saw. So that was 84. Next up is 85. Some more engine bay, back bay type of stuff. We'll be right back. Woo, doggies. Okay, we're calling it a night. I think we're calling this an episode, too. Oh, my God. 85 is done. And just so you can see the randomness, there's a James Bond car, Casino Royale. I saw this car in person in real life at the Peterson Museum. They have it. The beat up, smashed up, flipped over 5 million times car. Look at Michael J. Fox, all young and spiffy, and Christopher Lloyd. Look at that, back in the day. Okay, well, enough of that. Oh, look at that. Oh man, this thing's getting heavy. Look at that. Oh, hold on, I gotta switch hands. This thing's really, really, really heavy. I can't imagine how ridiculous this is gonna be when we add it to the lower chassis. Oh my God. Okay, this is impressive purely on its weight, aside from anything else, but it looks awesome. I freaking love it. Look at that. That is amazing, or amazeballs, as is popular to say sometimes on the interwebs. Amazeballs, there we go. Yes, okay. Microfiber towels, grabbing on. Oh, not the crazy glue. All right. Whew, awesome. All right, so we're going to cut this episode off here, and I think in the next part we're going to start building, yes, the interior headliner area. So that's a whole nother project unto and in of itself. What? Okay, the English language has left me for the evening. Either way, if you've stayed this long, go on YouTube and search Martinsville. Just Martinsville. Okay, and it'll bring up a guy's name, but something Chastain. Bill Chastain, I think. Watch that. It's like Days of Thunder, but in real life. It's awesome. Okay. Love you. Stick around. See you next time. Thanks for watching the most unpopular and most expensive build on the stupidest modeling channel on all of YouTube. See you next time, everybody.